Ah, ito yun. Wow!
Picture ka kayo dyan.
Halika. Ganito, yan. Dito ka lang ha.
Tara, hindi pala sila papasok kasi ano na sila daw sa wine. Yung mga dalaging ding. Ang ganda. 4. Ang banga ni Pupoy.
Once again,
It's okay.
welcome to VOSKEVAZ Winery. My name is Anish and I will be your tour guide. I will start from the history, then we will go to see the cellars. So VOSKEVAZ Winery was initially founded in 1932 and it is the oldest winery in Armenia with its oldest cellars. In Soviet Union times, we were producing sherry sweet wines and collaborating with the factories in Ashtarak and Toshaka. But the history of our winery changed in 1997 when the current owner, David Hovanesyan, bought the winery. And after buying the winery, he decided that it should not only be a wine producing factory, but also tourism and cultural complex, which is Sinyang. In 2004, they started reproducing the wine, which was the renaissance year for the winery, and already in 2013 they started to build all the constructions you see here. The main architect and the designer of all these buildings is the older brother of the owner, David Hovanesyan, and they also have a younger brother, Armen Hovanesyan. He's a jeweler, works with the irony and metallic details of our winery, so we can say that this is a family-owned business. So all the buildings are new except the grey building,
Not yet.
which was left from Soviet Union times. We added the towers in order to compete with other buildings. Here we got 2 castle-like buildings. Which one of it is going to be a concert hall? And next to it is our class hall where we organize different parties, ceremonies, and under it is our cuisine, which is going to be open very soon. There we are going to have Armenian cuisine. And behind us is the most unique building of our winery. I suggest you to go in and see what we have. You can go in.
Wow, laki. Lawak.
Parte dito.
Wow. Kulay na kulay talaga yung grapes. Yan.
Parang simbahan.
Sabihin, tanong sige.
It looks like a church. Yes, it looks like a church because our schools used to be in churches in ancient times. We tried to keep the symbolism, and now I open the secret here. This is our art school. We have some fixed days when children come, they do the rock making and drawing classes, because for a long time we dreamed of having an art school in the winery. Now we can say dreams come true, we have it. And all the classes, by the way, are free for local children.
Free, local.
And here we have art. On this wall you can see works of Gagi Hovanesyan, the older brother. And on the other side, his wife, Selena Gilbert works, who is, by the way, is the head director of American cartoon The Simpsons.
Ganda
And here we
naman.
got two karas. Like, you know what is karas? So this is old Armenian winemaking symbol.
Oh, this
Here
two
we are
jars.
displayed in an artistic way, but with help of karas, we get our best wines, our premium wines. So this is old Armenian winemaking symbol, but the main function here is like the winemaking again. I will tell you about its function like in more detail in our karas separate, okay? First, by the way, with this part, we've tried to give you the atmosphere of old Armenian cities. It's like Dilichon, Ijevan, Gyumri. The first part now is a souvenir shop. There we have some handmade stuff. You can find their Hovanesyan's works and also the works of our school children as well. We sell their works and all the money we give to them because we think that it's a big way to support them, to motivate them. And other doors are our wine tasting rooms where we're going to do wine tasting today. And next to our wine tasting room, we also have wine shop where you can get VOSKEVAZ wines. Now we are going to see the cellar.
Oo nga. Kailan kasi natin ng bariya tapos ano naman pala. Ang daming binigay. Akala ko, pwede ba sila pumasok mag-picture? Ito, nagbayad. Hindi lang sila makapag-wine. Ang hilig nila sa banga. Kasi dyan pinipreserve yung ano.
Nababad. Welcome to my vlog.
Dami na namang banga. Wow, ito yung new.
Next to us is our laboratory.
Laboratory?
Yes.
Wow.
Which is provided with high quality equipment which allows us to do all the analysis with the grapes and with the wine. And having a laboratory on the spot is a great advantage for us. And the next part is our office and administrative part. Now we are moving to see the cellars. Yes, please be careful.
Okay. Uy.
Bibidyo ko sa akin, nakabungis sa mukha ko.
Wow. Lamig.
Ay, bungi-bungi ka na pala. Ay, sarap din.
Wow. Amoy, ano na talaga, alak. Wow. Wow.
So this is one of the oldest cellars of Armenia, preserved from 1932.
1932.
We haven't renovated the cellar, by the way. You can see it on the walls. They are very old, but they are the main function because they provide almost 85% of humidity and the right temperature, which is needed to age the wine in the right way. We just added this wall and the door. The wall is done by our architect, Pagalan, where on the side you can see kings holding in their hands wine, symbolizing the hospitality of the winery. And in the middle is our logo, two phoenixes, symbolizing the renaissance of the winery. So, I'm sure you felt the smell.
Yeah.
We can say it's a nice marriage between the barrel and the wine. For making the barrels, we use Caucasian oak wood. We use it to stand for 5 years. The maximum usage is 7 years because after using it for 2 or 3 times, the wine itself absorbs all the special effects from the barrel. For the next one, we don't use the same barrel anymore. The small ones are 225 liters. There we pour the red wine, and the big ones are 400 to 500 liters. There we pour the white wine. So let's go see the other part as well. So dear guests, I've mentioned that we started the winery production in the winery back in 2004. And by then, we set our main goal, which was to have pure Armenian production. And to make the dream come true, we started to work with only Armenian endemic sorts, grape varieties. And we also recreated all the Armenian winemaking methods. For example, our KALAMI method, which is translated as withering or to hang. After hanging the grapes on the ropes, drying them like they become almost raisins, from these raisins we get semi-dry or sweet wines. Now we have very diverse production. We produce both red and white wines, orange wine, rosé, dessert wines, these are sweet liqueur wines. And one semi-sweet fruity wine is our pomegranate wine. And we separated our production into 3 lines based on the way we work with each wine. Now we produce traditional, vintage, and premium wines. The traditional wines are those that we don't age, we call them young wines. The vintage wines are those that come aging, the majority of them come aging in these barrels. And for the premium wine, we already do use clay amphora, the garas. And these guys, by the way, are very old. They are made from 19th to 20th century. They pass their fermentation here, then they come here for aging. So this line is the proof that we got that all the Armenian winemaking spirit in the winery. We pair it with new technology to get that Armenian production. So now we work with more than 40 flavors in Armenia. For red wines, we use Aleni, Haftanat, which is translated as Gila, and Sireni grape varieties. And for making white wines, we use VOSKEVAZ, translated as golden berry or second cellar. This is our modern cellar already, where we got multifunctional tanks from Bulgaria. When the wines are ready for the last stage, it doesn't matter they're aged or not. They are coming here before coffee because the wine passes through its balancing, stabilizing, resting. Then we just store the wines. So next we have some bottles. This is, we can say, we can meet here Hovhannisyan brothers. David Hovhannisyan, the owner of our winery. Gagi Hovhannisyan, the older brother, the architect, the man standing behind all the buildings. His wife, Yelena Gyodakyan, we also show his works. And Armen Hovhannisyan, younger brother, who is a jeweler. Yes, all the metals are done by
business. Sana all. Ito mga ano-ano na ito nakapag-picture.
Bawal
walang business.
Like boxes,
VOSKEVAZ.
where you can see how to age the wine in a bottle, but in a correct way.
Tuwad.
These are
Parang
made boxes with famous people's names.
Para siyang nakaganyan.
They are made
Para siguro hindi yung parang puputok ay bubula.
is very interesting. But before getting in, I should do a little storytelling for you to understand perfectly where we are going now. Now we should travel back to 1932, when winery was just founded. It was Soviet Union times, and Armenia was considered as brandy producing country. Like winemaking wasn't developed here, they didn't have such containers where they could make the wine. So they decided that they should build their containers on their own. They dig the ground, and under the ground they built 8 separate rooms without doors. Each room where the juice of the grape was poured exactly in these rooms. They used this containers quite a long time, but now I turned this part into a museum part to make you even more interested.
Wow. Wow. Yan, para ma-open.
So we can say we have a time machine.
Wow.
So now we are in the wine containers. On the above you can see the windows from where the wine was poured here. But before pouring the wine here, they covered the walls with special material to keep a little hygienic place. And on the walls you can find some black marks collected from yeast. From these black marks we understand in which level the wine was here at the last time. In each room they made 10 to 12 tons of white wine. As this is a museum part, everything is here edited by us. So we also collected here some serious facts related to We want to also represent our country in its best way. That's why we collected some facts here.
Mm,
So here we
antique.
can see the oldest map of the world, which dates back to 6th century BC. The original map is found in Britain Museum. Here I've mentioned 6 kingdoms, one of which is Urartu, one of the oldest kingdoms of Armenia, represented as one of the oldest kingdoms of the world. So, here you can see a lot of work done with wood, iron,
Sinira na lang nila to para magkaroon ng
old things. So here
Oh,
you can
sapatos.
see some woodworking tools. Shoes gifted us from Holland. By the way, they seem heavy, but they are very easy. They are good shoes. And on this wall, we represented the Armenian language and ensures the evolution of the alphabet. From rough paintings until today's alphabets.
Kulit ng ano. Oh, hindi mo talaga nila nilinisan.
Yes, we left this windows open to make you imagine. Now we will see it also from upstairs.
Dito
So-
nilalaglag yung mga grapes.
So we also dedicated a corner to one of our saints, Saint Gregory of Natick, whom Pope Francis declared as a cosmic doctor for his work Natick. It's a prayer book which consists of 95 prayers, and almost every Armenian at their homes keep Natick as a prayer book because we still read and believe that it can cure our diseases in a psychological and also in a physiological way.
Galing.
Sakto nila yun.
Hindi na nila nililinisan, no?
Para kamukha
Mukhang
ng
luma.
So our horse anatomy, which dates back to
Oh,
13th
dami palang
century, because back then Armenia was very famous with its horse riding. We have written all the possible diseases a horse can have and how to cure them. This is a page from a whole book. The book consists of approximately 130 pages.
Magkano yung mga grapes.
Mandar. Ayun, mabuti ay mga...
So in the last part of our museum, we have maps, and they all refer to the existence of paradise on the earth. Here you can see the Garden of Eden, paradise, Adam, Eve, the snake on the tree, the 4 saint rivers, Euphrates, Erex, Tigris, and Hor. And the middle of these 2 saint rivers is Armenia, with their biblical mouth island as a neighborhoody country to paradise. The original map is in Amsterdam. And next to it is another map, which we annexed together. It's Armenia, represented as a part of paradise. Here is the original map is placed in Yerevan, Montenegro. The authors of the maps are unknown, but the maps are called Armenia, the Forgotten Paradise. And here we have an example of a bucket through which they lifted the wine up from here. So no one can.
Yeah, because there's only one hole.
So, do you have questions?
Questions?
They will get the wine. They will... Kasali pa ng...
Design na lang din.
Ano?
Wine, ano?
Parang... Hindi sa ano sa... Map ng ano...
Dun sa mga Netherlands, mga...
Map ng...
Wow.
toilet ba? Garden.
Grabe, ang kulit ng mga design. Wow! Malalaki.
Yeah, we're in our Kalamas cellar. This is the most cultural part of the winery, so you can
nga, kasi
see that
ano.
it's not accidental that you can meet Karas in every corner of our
Karas.
winery, because
Jar.
working with Karas is a great advantage for us. Because it's an older Armenian winemaking symbols having history of thousands of years. So, how we started to work with them? Back in 2014, we started an experiment. It was called Back to the Roots. We went to different villages, we got bars from different regions of Armenia, we brought them here and we started to work with them. We use them mainly when it's harvest time from September to November. Our premium wine has its fermentation period close to the barrels for aging. But our winemakers try to enhance the usage of gas every year. Like now we also have one wine that we age in gas, it's our orange wine. And we have some covered ones here.
Anong brand yung nabilin ko, Kate?
Now here we do an experiment, maybe right to get a new type of one. But if you want to see them all full, like they're all functional here, you can visit us during September to November.
Ah,
Like you can see the fermentation process. These are candles. I'm sorry?
Yeah.
These are paraffin.
Yeah.
So the capacity
Kinaver
is
nila,
800 liters to 1 ton barrel. This one dates back to 1894.
1890.
So until now, still.
Yeah, it's like...
Koleksyon na lang.
And the oldest one is the last one, which dates back to 1874.
Grabe, no? Tapos ano pa rin siya?
We were not going to use this one because if they break it, we can't fix it anymore. And in Armenia, they don't produce garas as strong as the old ones.
Antique.
They are not effective for winemaking now. That's why we work with
Display
the
na
old ones. Yes. And I forgot. I haven't mentioned the youngest one. It's almost 100 years old.
The youngest?
Yes.
Ito,
Yes.
151 na eh.
By the way, VOSKEVAZ Winery has the largest garas collection in all Armenia. And the usage of these garas is not only functional for us, but also cultural and philosophical because they participate in many international competitions and they come back with multiple awards and medals. They
Wow.
represent our winemaking cultural traditions to the world in their best way.
Wow.
So, dear guests, do you have any questions regarding to our tour?
Ikaw na mag...
So, if everything's clear, we can go.
Pag dito ka mag-trabaho. Wala na tayo sa Grabe.
Uy, gisip na yung tila.
Yes. No, not this one. These are
Display
the
na lang.
ones. We've tried actually very hard to fix them, but we couldn't. And we started to use them as decorations for our outside parts, so our visitors, like, you know, their first step can know that we work with colors. So,
Grabe.
that's what our tour. I hope it was interesting for you.
Yeah,
Now
it's
time
amazing.
for our wine tasting. But before the tasting, I want to make sure if you like dry or sweet ones.
Sweet pa.
No. Sweet.
Sweet na
Okay,
lang.
let's go.
Ayun oh, yung mga ano kaya yung nakalagay sa punggang lagayan. Wow, grabe Kati. Ang yaman nila. Oh, may bago pa. Oo, tapos parang sila-sila lang. Ito na. Dito ka pa. Dito. Kami to.
From the raisins. Okay.
So yun yung pangalan na VOSKEVAZ. VOSKEVAZ.
Yung brand nila.
Yung Paraffol Armenia yun eh. Yung binili nyo, iba din yun. No? Hindi yun dito.
Ang ganyan ka, malalasing tayo.
Mind little on the little on the... Enough. Breastfeed ka dyan. Si Hiroshi, ikaw ba?
Note the real flavor. So the wine. So now let's smell. For me, it's a green apple, a pineapple, a queen. Very elegant wine in our traditional wine, and very refreshing wine. So to drink during the hot weather. Yes.
Kumukunit na sa VOSKEVAZ.
So the next
Red? Because
Let's see the color.
light pink. Oy,
Oh, wait.
This is a
Brown-
brandy, like a brandy.
Yeah, like a brandy.
Iced tea.
Same like cooler iced tea.
ay, saan ba yun? Andyan pala. Okay na.
Bottles because the production
Small
is 2013.
bottle.
The alcohol here is 16%.
This
This one is aged in oak barrels up to 1 year.
16.
This one I will pour less because this is sweet.
Batang bata.
Yeah, little only.
Matanda na yan eh. Rigid wine na siya. Mahal yan. Kung
Expensive, right?
bibilhin mo.
More
It's
expensive.
7,000 lang.
Even if
7,000.
it's old.
Yes.
Oo. Kasi yung mga tindahan no, siguro. Tingnan niyo yung brand ng inano ko.
Oo. Inubos niya na agad eh. Ako meron pa.
Akala ko meron pa eh.
Pubagram?
Akala ko meron.
Wala na pang same niyan.
Parang gusto kong
Sing here.
papatulan ng ano.
Nagpuputol ba sila? Oo nga, mas maganda yung parang ano sa... Ay, ito may ano din pala.
No, I mean, until I want
Adjust it, like a few bucks.